Yes, indeed. You are now tuned in to another live episode of No Cap. That is the knowledge and wisdom of KC and Parrish. I'm waiting for my boy to come on. I think he just came on, but I don't want to keep y'all waiting any longer. So I'm going to go ahead and get the introductions out the way. Oh, yes, he is here now. So we're going to go ahead and add in. We going straight on, man. We coming in hot.
Shit, let's
I
do it.
won't keep people waiting no longer. We are live and direct, already on and popping. Welcome to another live episode of No Cap, No Cap Live with your boy KC and Coach P. What's up with my partner, man? We already on and popping. So what's going on with you?
Oh man, look, I'm over here trying to get situated,
It's
but
all right. Live and direct. We doing our own stunts like
we
Jackie
good.
Chan.
Let's ride. We good. I ain't even got my insurance burning. I need my juju and my mojo right. But
That's live. They're gonna see it all. They're gonna see the adjustments. They're gonna see the incense getting lit. They're gonna see the
I ain't
whole
gonna see.
progression. You know what I
I
mean?
ain't
So
gonna see it.
yeah,
But we on? We
yeah, we
live
on.
already.
We already on, brother, but it's all good. So
Okay.
I we had to I was actually running a little bit late today, but not because of anything, It's just being busy in a good way. So we had to push back the start time a little bit. But we are here and getting it on. Just finished watching Godfather 1 and 2 for the first time. Just all right. Wait a minute. So you've never seen The Godfather 1 or 2? Now, I think that movie is like 3 hours long, 2 hours long, or 3 hours long. I forget. I know I've seen it because it used to be on, but to be honest with you, C-Bell, I don't think I ever just sat down and purposely watched it. Like, especially not in my adult age, but I remember as a teenager and a young adolescent, it used to be on all the time. So I saw it hundreds of times. But yeah, that's crazy that you've never seen it. But to be honest with you, I probably need to go back and watch it myself because I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw it. But I do know it used to always be on. I used to always watch it with my whole family. Used to always watch it. And I think me and my brother Lance, we used to watch it like when we was in the village at our grandmother's house with our cousins, and we used to watch it. I used to see it all the time. It was always on. Like he's old school HBO or something like that. But
I
yeah.
remember old school HBO, real taxi cab confections, and real sex after dark.
before it was BET cut, it was Taxi
Real
Cab.
sex after, yeah, taxi cab confessions and real sex after dark. Hell yeah. That's how you know we telling our age.
Yeah, hey,
Look,
but I feel you.
Cinemax after dark, nigga.
Yeah, I feel you. It was that's why I can understand why you never watched it because you got to sit down and watch through the whole thing. I think that thing like 3-4 hours long, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. Um,
I can't even watch The Godfather now. I can't tell you half the shit. I be seeing little quotes. I can't tell you nothing that goes on with that movie.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Nothing. I can't tell you nothing about it. Even if I watched it right now, I'll be looking at it like, nigga, I'm not
Like
about to
brand
watch
new.
this shit.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not.
yeah,
That gotta be one of them Sundays where, like, you know what? These last couple of days, it's been snowing out here, so they just shut everything down. This would have been a perfect time to watch it,
yeah.
but I would have went to sleep on it. I would have put that movie on just to go to sleep.
Just to go to sleep and wake up like, oh, that was a good nap.
Yep. Wake up, because you be sleeping, you be listening to it. You be
Yeah.
listening to it, so you be dreaming it. Like, damn, this was a good dream right here. Nah, nigga, it was a
No,
movie you
wait,
was
if I'm
watching.
mistaken, number one, he was young, and was his name Fredo? And
Yep.
he wasn't even the Godfather, right? He was kind of like somewhat of a like good kid. He was still clean cut, but he kind of grew into it. He was Fredo, right? And he started off not even really mobbing like that, and then he got into it. So, C-Bell, since you watched it, was it worth the time sitting down and all these years of not seeing it? Let us know in the chat.
Hey,
6 hours for 2 movies took me 3 days. And
no,
I'm
the
like,
only movie I can watch like that straight through, and if I watch one movie, I gotta watch all of them, all three of them. Lord of the Rings.
oh, for real?
If I watch one Lord of the Rings, I gotta watch all three of them. And if I watch it from backwards, if I come in and it's like Lord of the Rings, Tale of the Two Towers, or Hail to the King, whatever it is, if I
Yeah.
start watching that one, I gotta go back and watch all three of them and watch them in order. I have to.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like what the OCD.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it feels like to me. If I don't watch all three of them, then I don't want to watch it.
It's not right. It's not falling in place. It's out of order.
It ain't gonna line up, so I can't watch it.
My
Yeah.
my lady is like that with what's the vampire movie? The
Twilight.
Twilight. She got to watch them. Bop 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 bop. You
You
know
know
what I
what
mean?
made me watch that movie? You know what made me watch Twilight? I was locked up. And when I was locked up, somebody brought in they brought in the book. And I read the first book.
Oh
And I
yeah,
read it and I'm like, damn, this is a good book. And then they came with the second book. And
yeah,
I read the second one. And then I came with the third book and the
yeah,
fourth book. And I was like, oh, this is a good book. And then
yeah.
she stopped. But she wrote another book that's behind it, but it's not it kind of goes with it, but it don't go with it. So when the movie came out, I had to watch the movie
Because you had read the book.
because I read the book. So I had to watch it so I can see if it lined up. But I'm gonna tell you something. I don't like black people books. I do, but I don't. It sounds crazy. Now I ain't trying to sound racist or nothing, but like urban novels, I can't read those. Let me say it again. I can read them. I'm just gonna read them so fast. But the
Yeah.
problem is when we start writing books or we start reading these urban novels, they all go the same thing: drugs, money, the biggest dope dealer on the block, the baddest woman, the
I
cars.
think what you mean when you say you mean hood books, and I
That
understand.
part, yeah.
There's an actual line of hood books, and they purposely is written like that for hood books. And a lot of times those books do be in jail. It'd be the hood books,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And
they be
then
outside too.
and then they put them on the movies, and this the fucked up part. They put them on the movies, and every time they go to a movie, they go to BET. I hate BET. I can't stand BET. You know, they fuck up a movie. BET had you will watch a movie on BET and you know the line. The
Yeah,
line would be like let me see, what's a good movie? Do we have a problem? I said, do we have a problem,
yeah,
nigga?
yeah.
BET would take that whole movie and be like, hey, my brother, I'm sorry, did we have
Oh
an
yeah, yeah, yeah.
altercation?
They'll re-edit it with the words to it. So what's the purpose
Yeah.
of having it? Yeah,
And you like, damn, nigga, this ain't the movie. But the movie, it'll be thrown off. Hey, my brother, I'm
yeah,
sorry about that. I accidentally stepped on your shoes. When you know the
yeah,
line, and be like, nigga, I'll kill your ass right now.
yeah,
You be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nigga, how we get
Well,
through that?
you know, they trying to they're working on bringing the positivity spin, my brother. You understand? See, Bill, I think you should watch the third one since you already made the commitment to the first two. And I mean, you might as well, even if you skim through it and sleep through it, you might as well see the third one. At least you get it under your belt on a day that you may make it a 2-day thing. If you have to, watch it, come back to it. What movies in the chat that's a series is the greatest of all times? Y'all let us know in the chat.
Lord of the Rings.
You got Twilight, you got Lord of the Rings, you got Godfather, you got I mean, there's a
The
lot of them.
trilogy, Friday.
You got Friday. You can't leave Friday out because you got Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next. Donald Goins. That's definitely it's a lot of books. I don't know exactly what movies or series
Hey,
or
you know
movies.
what I've been watching right now? And my sister, I know you won't hear because I seen your ass in the chat. Listen, Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Tubi. You watch Tubi?
When my lady be pulling it up sometimes, but you know.
All right. So my sister, anyway, this is a thumbs up to her.
Why you struggle so much to give her thumbs up? Why you
Yeah,
couldn't?
cause she's some bullshit. Listen, with the why your screen look bigger than mine?
Man, I don't know. It's probably how your phone. Yeah, there you go. You had your phone the wrong way. There, you good now.
Yeah, all right.
Came in hot. Came in hot.
Yeah, but Tubi
Breaking 1 and 2. That boy said breaking 1 and 2 on.
Oh, Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Ah, nigga, you can't go wrong with that. But she told me to watch Tubi. You know, Netflix is raising their prices again, but
Okay.
Tubi is free.
Okay.
My sister told me to watch Tubi. She was like, "Bro, watch Tubi, because Tubi got every movie that you watch. It's gonna play the same kind of movie. Tubi is like BET with every movie, right? It gives you all the hood movies.
Okay.
Tubi put on a porno that ain't even no porno.
Okay.
Right? I swear, I was watching the show. They was in the grocery store buying bread, and then they was fucking. And then the next thing they was back buying bread. I don't even know where the fuck the scene came from. It made no sense. It had no point of being there, but it just did it. And I'm like, see, I can't watch this shit. This shit is. And she like, no, bro. Whatever movie you watch, they're gonna have it there. And I'm like, all right, well, I started watching this show called The Dirty D. Now,
Okay.
again, it's a porno, but it had a good story. It's a good line. It's a good story. It got a good story to it. But it, still. Um, so go watch Tubi. Download Tubi and watch some of that shit on there. A lot of BET uncut shit. But look, she laughing on here talking about that's my series. Yeah,
I've never I don't watch series anyway. So if you talking about series, because I don't watch TV, but I will watch a movie. In fact, I got a movie projector and all that, so I have a movie night. But I definitely I don't watch series, so I would never see none of the series because I'm just not into the series and all that. But I know people do watch series, like my lady, like she watch all type of series. But I think we watched a couple movies on there. You know what I mean? But outside of that. Nah. But yeah, so we when it comes to the books, I want to kind of I'm missing out. I ain't missing out on nothing. They crazy as hell. I don't want to watch no series. I'm cool. The last series that I watched was the Wu-Tang series. And that was one out of a whole bunch of years. I ain't watched the series in a long time. And then my look at them talking about the Dirty Disney show.
look. The Dirty D is good too. The Dirty D. I'm trying to tell you, they nothing but a porno, P. It starts off in a strip club, and then all of a sudden they fucking out of nowhere. It's like, damn, this shit didn't even make no sense. The fucking scene didn't even have no point to be there. It was like went to a commercial break and they was fucking and came back to the show.
They talking about that. They talking about that's their show.
Hey,
Yeah, the Wu-Tang series. I actually, Amanda
that was
put.
some horrible acting too.
This is how she'll get me to. She'll try to sneak me into watching stuff without me wanting to watch it because she know I don't watch TV. So she'll put something on, and she had put the Wu-Tang series on. I'm thinking it's a movie. I'm watching it, and once I watched the first one, I want to see the second one. And then when I seen it, I want to see the
You talking
third one.
about the show, right?
Yeah, the Wu-Tang show.
Yeah, that was a good show though.
Yeah, no,
With the
I
dude,
watched that. I watched that. I
yeah,
watched
the
it.
dude who played Bobby Brown was
Yeah,
Jizza, RZA,
yeah. And then
one of them niggas.
because Dave East was Method Man. It was
I said Lord of the Rings.
the dude that played Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
Actually in a movie but I was just a what you call it in the background. I was in a movie with him. It's the movie that Burner filmed. My boy Mo Betta is one of the star characters in the movie. I was supposed to have not a lead role, but like a main role in it. They contacted me. They asked me to send my picture. And when I sent my picture in, they was like, oh, would you be interested in playing the dad of one of the characters? I said, the dad? Nigga, what? And then it was like, nah. It's supposed to be like a young dad, like you was like 16 when you had him. I was like, all right. But then that fell through. It was San Quinn's son. His actual son is in the movie. And
I can see you playing the dad though.
Shut up, nigga. I mean, shut up. Anyway. And so then
what was the word we came up with?
Natural. Shut up, natural. And then they was like, and then that fell through because San Quinn actually ended up doing the part. And then they was like, you want to play a reverend, a hood, like the reverendess in the hood. I said, I do that. It's cool. And then that fell through, and I just ended up being anyway. But the dude that was in the he was one of the actors in it. I don't even know.
Game of Thrones, Flo Adney. Game of Thrones. You can't beat that show. You can't beat that show with a stick. That's the show right there, boy. That's the show of all shows. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The first 3 episodes, you ain't gonna like it. You're gonna be like, I ain't watching this shit. This shit boring. But by the time you get, just how you said you watched that first episode,
yeah,
you watched that second episode, that third episode. Before you know it, you hate people in that show. You like, I can't wait till they kill this motherfucker. I can't wait till they kill Joffrey. Jeffrey, kill Cersei, kill all of them. Because that's a show right there that, look, you see?
Yeah. If you haven't seen the Wu-Tang show, and like I said, it's only one I've watched in a long time. definitely check that out. Back in, I was watching The Wire way back, The Wire. You know what I
Another
mean?
good show. Sopranos.
The Sopranos. I used to see The Sopranos. I used to see it all the time, but I never really. But The Wire, I watched it. You know what I mean?
I got a trivia question for you.
Let's get it. I think we've been trivia the whole time, but let's
It was
narrow.
lightweight, but I got one. I was thinking about this earlier.
Yeah.
You know how you can't pick a favorite child? Well, you can because you only got one, right? But they say you can't choose. You can't say which one is your favorite.
It's not politically correct, but yeah.
Right. But can you pick a favorite niece or nephew?
Hell yeah. You can, and you can not like the other ones.
Can you? Will you say it in publicly?
Yes.
Will you say it to him? Yes. Will you go up to little Ray and be like, "Hey, Ray, nigga, I don't like you."
Yes.
Little Kiki is my favorite.
My house. You can't even come in. Yes.
Who your favorite nephew?
That's a good question.
Nigga, don't say it on public, nigga. And which one can't come to your house?
Well, everybody know who. Well.
Nah, nigga, you said you can say it public.
Everybody know who can't come to my house, who know. But I would love for this individual to come. That was old news. They probably can come to my house now. But they know who it is. I told them to their face when they was at my house, you can't come in my house. Get up out of here. I don't play. I don't do no disrespect. I don't care if it's, especially not from no kids. Don't put it in this boy go put it in the chat.
Look. This nigga telling.
Be your own people telling on you, man. What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying?
It's like in-house, stay in-house, and it ain't the public business. Hey, you better
boy,
tell them.
Exactly. That's what I'm speaking. Yeah, anyway.
Hey, he told.
Delete that. He didn't tell on everybody.
It's too late. We didn't say, Anya, you can't come.
Yeah, but so I know some parents. I'm deflecting the question. I know some parents.
I'm gonna bring it back.
I know you are. I know some parents who have actually said who their favorite child is. Like I was just talking about my partner Mo Better. He love all his children equally, but he has a favorite that he says is his favorite, and he says why it's his favorite child. I'm not gonna say who it is because the people who know he love them all equally, dearly, without a doubt. But he you know what I'm saying, he has a favorite because of what this one has, what he does when, like, when his dad come up, or when I don't want to give it away, but when the dad comes home, what he does when he's not there, what he does, how the child looks out for the father. You know what I mean? So I know some parents who have publicly
I'm gonna say who my favorite niece and nephew is right now.
Who?
It's gonna be controversial.
Go ahead. They wait.
It's gonna be a doozy. All of them. They are my favorites. Now, I'm not like you, P. I'm going to be favorites to all of them. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not. You know who let me see though, who I like though. At one of my nephews, I would actually thought about, my little partner though. I ain't gonna lie. Little partner Akachi, that's my little partner, man. I want him to, because he's super fair skinned, but I want his hands to be bop 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 bop. That's my little partner. My nephew Royal, he just got like a real like free type spirit. But my niece, Halisi, what's Halisi got dang second daughter name? She's so quiet and just respectful and beautiful. And then my niece, my first niece was actually my Amanda's sister daughter, and she was just, that was my first niece, so she's definitely one of my favorites. So I love them all. I just don't do disrespect though from no child. That goes for the children that I train inside my facility, and that goes for Alicia. Oh man, she's such a beautiful. She's so quiet and beautiful. And like I said, my niece, that's out in Texas. She was the first one, and she's she just turned 18, which is crazy. She turned 18 on the 18th, just like my son turned 18 on the 18th. So yeah, Juju. But
No disrespect.
I don't take no disrespect from no child at no time, not in my business and not in my family. And because I don't take no disrespect, it's because I give respect to children, adults, and everybody else. Because when you respect yourself by giving respect, like that's just how you operate. If you operate with respect, you can't do nothing but exude respect, right? So then I'm not taking no disrespect, especially not from no child who hasn't lived. You know what I mean? I didn't have to check the kids that I train in front of their parents. I don't care if their parents are standing right there, because obviously they're not doing a great job of parenting. But your child is going to learn how to operate around a real respectful adult right here, right now, in front of their parent. I don't play like that. And it's the same thing with my nieces and nephews. My brothers could be standing right there. It don't matter. First of all, they my little brother. And even if it was my older brother, if their child is out of pocket, they go get in pocket in front of my brothers or whoever it is. You know what I mean? So I'm just big on respect, and I don't play no type of games when it comes to that, especially with children. And I'm a teacher. I'm gonna teach them respect. That's just how it goes.
I'm not gonna grab their little ass by their neck. What the fuck you talking to? Fuck you talking to? But that's no here nor there. Hey, today is Wednesday, National tell your brother you love him day. So I love you, brother.
Oh man,
make sure
love
I
you
tell
too.
you that today.
And all the brothers that's in the chat, which includes all my biological brothers and all my cousins and everybody else, man.
And
So
if I didn't send y'all no text today telling y'all I love you, and I sent out a lot of them today, and y'all here looking, I love
but
y'all.
you know who I love more than my brothers?
Me. And I love you too, brother.
My sisters, because I do. You know, it just is what it is. I love my brothers, man, for sure. But I love my sisters. I got to shout them out. Somebody got to love them. You know what I mean? And they love me back, baby. So it's a good relationship.
Yeah, I love my sister too. She's a lot older than me, so she gets mad at me when I tell people she's a lot older than me. But I love her too. We got a big age gap, man.
Right there, because
see, she said I love you. I love you too.
I just wanted to shout the ladies out real quick.
Gap. Big age gap. My sister's a lot older than me, bro.
You gonna keep saying it.
Yeah, bro. Stop the lies. See, she with the bullshit. Anyway, Pete, got a question for you today.
Let's get it.
Shout out to the Raiders for getting John Spike check. But anyway,
before you ask your question, don't lose it. Somebody asked me today, what y'all gonna talk about? I said, that's a good question. I said, we don't always have topics. Sometimes we freestyle. Just tune in. But what's your
So I was having a conversation yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And in the conversation, we was talking about how expensive everything is, right? Especially for us as entrepreneurs. People don't understand how hard it is for us as entrepreneurs. We work harder than the average person. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't got the luxury of having a sick day or paid time off or none of that. So it's extra hard for us, and all the money, like you say a lot of times, and it's a true fact, got to go back to the business to keep business going.
Indeed.
And so a lot of times the one person will be working a standard job, and one person will be trying to build up the foundation.
Yeah.
What happens is, and this was the question, you can find yourself being in an unhappy relationship. And because everything is so expensive in this world that we live in right now, are we settling for unhappy relationships in place of
financial support?
Financial support, right? Financial support, and pretty much, yeah. Are we staying in unhappy relationships because it's affordable? That's the question. Are we staying in unhappy relationships because it's affordable, and it's, you know what I'm saying? It's easier for us to stay here and be unhappy and pay these bills together than me to be happy, let you go, and struggle.
I think we
settling. I know we did, but
that was probably a year ago. So let's bring it back, and we'll add a spin on it. So go ahead and ask it one more time, Casey.
Are we settling for relationships based on codependency.
Yeah, a lot of people roommating.
A lot of people roommating.
A lot of people roommating because the cost of living.
Are we? Hey, is it a bad thing?
It depends on it depends on the health of it, right? The mental, not just the because okay, so you can look at that as financial health, right? Their financial health is not enough to necessarily be on their own, but together their financial health is better. But do they sacrifice their mental health for the financial health? Do they sacrifice their physical health for the financial health? You know, I used to be hustling so hard all the time, right? And my mom used to be like, hey, I get it, right? Yeah, you doing this, you doing that, but you got to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She like, did you eat today? Nah, I just been going. I've been. She like, boy, you better keep something in the car. But I don't care if you keep a banana, an orange, an apple. You can't do that. You got to take care of your body. So, you know, sometimes these things are like a hustle. It's a hustle to partner with somebody and stick through it. There's also a fear. There's a fear, and the easiest way to control a person and control people in general is fear and money. Them like the top two, right? Fear and money. And when you combine fear of money or fear of losing money or fear because of money, then you can really control a situation. So is it a good thing? It's a good thing if it leads to an opportunity that is like, if it leads to good opportunities and if it's not detrimental to the rest of their health. If they're not putting their financial health over their physical health, their mental health, and most importantly, their spiritual health, then yeah, it's a good thing. But if those things are suffering, it can never be a good thing to be financially healthy, but in turmoil. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think what happens is a lot of times people get it's never fair, right? It's never gonna feel fair to one person. You know what I'm saying? I think one person will be like, hey, I'm gonna get out here and I'm going to work every day. So I guess this is a user. Maybe this is abuse. I've seen that today. This is a form of abuse, financial abuse. One person will get up and go to work every day, and the other person won't. So this is where the imbalance come in, and this is where one person is going to be unhappy, and this person is going to be content because, hey, I got a roof over. What we say a while back, people just fucking so they can have a place to stay.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So one person may be in here cool and content with the living arrangements. Yeah, I'll sit up in here and be unhappy and miserable because this person is taking care of all the bills. Or they might contribute a little bit here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you what I can. I ain't gonna give you right. And man, I ain't gonna go there. But so what happens is this person now becomes unhappy and they want to leave, but this other person who's not quite contributing financially may offer another resource of, say, let's say a babysitter. They may have kids. Indeed. So this person may be watching the kids, which is saving money. But the person who going to work, man, fuck that money, nigga, help me pay these bills.
we can afford a nanny or whatever.
Yeah, right. So a lot of times, one person, and I hate to say it, a lot of times it'd be the women who take on most of the responsibility, and then the men be kind of using them, and then the women feel fucked up. Then you get some men who would let the woman do it, and they call her stay-at-home wife and shit like that. But I can see where people would feel unhappy and stay in these relationships and be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here because I ain't happy, but it's secure. Like you say, the safety net, and the other person gonna be like, yeah, I gotta get up out of here. But you done took all this person's energy and all this person's time and wasted it and played with it and broke their heart and all the other shit that come with it in a selfish kind of manner.
Well, I want to read C. Bell's statement because I want to go into that. But before we go into that, you know, it's you got to be careful though with that situation, because the person who is financially stable in that situation, they really don't need the other person. The person who has to get it themselves, if they become unhappy to the point that it is not healthy for them, they can at any time go do their own thing, and they probably would be better off. So individuals who are there for the ride along and are benefiting by being there and barely contributing, they're the ones that really need to do some real self-reflection, because if the individual who is financially secure does some reflection on the situation and says they want to improve it, they could simply improve it by simply getting rid of the person that they're dragging along, because the person that they have there is also a liability. They pay for everything for that person, right? Every time that person needs something and everything costs, the cost comes from the person who's the go-getter. But the go-getter can continue to go get for themselves without that person. So anyone that's in that situation that is not a go-getter, the best thing they could do, my advice to them, would be learn how to go get. Because if that person that is the go-getter get up one day and say, I'm cool, then that individual will really be stuck at that point. They should be very wise and use their time wisely. When they have a person that's a go-getter going to go get it, they should be really focusing on how they could go get it themselves or learn how to survive on their own. Because if that go-getter dip, the go-getter go be all right. And more times than not, they'll be better off because they just cut off a liability.
See, Bill, Pete talked very highly of you. You know what I'm saying? He talks very highly of you, and he told me that like you're like one of the matriarchs, or is the patriarchs, how you say it, patriarchs of the family. Right. He say very good things about you. So
for you to say that,
not you, for you to say good thing. You know what I'm saying? Motivation. When you say you're trying to get it to stick, I'm gonna tell you something. It was 20 plus hours a day working. 20 plus hours a day working. The same thing Pete just said. Got to have something in the car. Those is real days. Coming home, legs cramping, arms cramping, feet cramping, eyes can't sleep, every part of my body hurting, going to work sick, damn near dead. The grind is, you know why I did it? I'm gonna tell you why I did it. I got tired of working warehouse jobs. I got tired of going to work at these warehouse jobs every day where they want to pay me $10, $12, $13, $18. And I'm looking at how much money I'm making them. And I'm looking, and one of the guys came to me. He said, KC, it's if we had 6 more people like you, we can get rid of the whole building. You're the heartbeat of the building. And you hear things like that, and you're like, well, shit, don't fuck the words. Show me in money. So you start looking at it, and I looked at the company never made $1 million. Then I get here, and y'all start making millions every month. You know what they did for us? They said, here, take a pizza. You giving me a pizza when I gave you millions. So what I started thinking was,
not a piece of the pie, a pizza pie.
A pizza pie. So then I start saying to myself, you know what? Everything that I'm doing for this company, they can give me a bonus at the end of the year and say, here, you earned this bonus. Everything that you give me is a drop in the bucket. Everything you give me is a drop. It ain't hurting you. Instead of letting me work the overtime or giving me the extra money, the $36, $40 an hour, you know what I'm saying? You rather go hire 5 other people because it's cheaper to bring in more people than it is to pay your valuable workers. So I said, fuck y'all bucket. I don't want y'all bucket. I don't want y'all drops in the bucket no more. I want my own bucket. And when I said I want my own bucket, I put it in my mind that once I put my mind to it, it's nothing going to stop me from going to get it. I'm not working for these, and I hate to say this word, but I said I'm not working for these crackers no more. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like that because white people treat you better white people will treat you better than your own people sometimes, and they give you more game. But in my mind, it was fuck them. I'm not fucking with them no more. I'm working for me. I'm finna build something for me, and I'm gonna set mine up so they ain't got to go work for nobody. So they ain't got to work for nobody. But it beat me. And the same way you said your mom told you to you got to keep something. Somebody looked at me one day. He said, "Bro, it got to be easier way." Yeah, it was. I used to hustle. It put me in prison. I used to think I was using women and getting money up out of them. It got me where being lazy and broke, or dependent, or codependent. And then I just said, you know what? I'd rather get out here for me, because I'll be damned if somebody gonna hold something over my head, or I gotta go beg, or I gotta go rob or steal, or put myself back in a situation where I'm gonna be incarcerated and on lockdown for 20 hours out the day, delivering trash and picking up trash for $3 a day. So when I got out of that, I said, yeah, ain't no going back. Ain't no going back. And is it scary? I'll be scared as hell every day, not knowing how I'm gonna pay a bill. If the money is slow, if it's snowing, if it's cold and it's raining, or anything come up, that shit costs. And at any moment you can be out of business. But the hustle, what Mitch say, I love the hustle. I love the shit, homie. I
Yeah.
gotta go get it because when I can go get out in one day and go make 5,000, 6,000, and knowing that it would have took me 3 months to make this at these folks' job, it's a different feeling. You can't let that go. It's like chasing that high over and over and over. So to hear you say you tune in for us, man. Listen, man, we do it for you.
Indeed.
Go ahead, Pip.
So I want to dive into, I'm big on like what's being said, the intent of what's being said, and taking that and comprehending it. So I want to dive into what C. Bell is actually saying, and you are correct. I speak very highly, and so even him tuning in, I see it as a compliment, right? But I want to dive into what he said. So the part about both of us being motivation from the side of us being entrepreneurs is what he's referring to. But at the end, right there, he says, it's difficult for it to rub off at that entrepreneur spirit to stick with it when life feels easy. It's hard to stay motivated when life feels easy. So, and I have a little more insight, right? I know C. Bill has made life easy by working hard and doing what he needed to do to set life up. He's retired right now, at a young retirement age, and he's able to kick his feet back. He don't really have to do nothing if he don't want to, right? He's earned the right to kick his feet up and live life, and and do it that way. So I can understand the conundrum. I think that's the word of like, okay, I want to go into my own business. I want to do these things. However, I don't really have to. I can kick my feet up. I did all this work. I worked in the factories. I made sure my credit. I bought my properties. I was smart with my money and in my investments. I saw my retirement ahead of me. I planned and I did it strategically. I could teach people how to do that. And now that I've done it and I'm kicking back, I don't have to do nothing, but I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this part of me, and correct me if I'm wrong, C. Bell, but this is where I think that you're going with it, is that I want to continue to go further and see what this new chapter is in my life. And it looks like me being the owner, the boss, the creator of something and running that. But as I start to go and people start talking crazy or it's too much work, I'm like, well, I don't really need it, even though I want it, right? So what I would say is it has to be something that is in tune with your calling, your gift, your passion. Is because obviously you don't have to do it for money anyway. And I'll go off of that too, but you don't have to do it for money anyway. So see, Bill, for me, what I do for a living, I love it. I would do it for free anyway. And I know people used to say that when I was going to school and growing up, like if you could do something that you would do for free, then you never have to work a day in your life. Now, there is a lot of work that I do, but it's not the part of training. It's not the part of coaching. That brings me joy. I enjoy it. The part is keeping the business going, keeping the business growing, hiring individuals, managing individuals, managing the business, doing everything that goes on the outside of business that nobody sees. But when I actually just coach, whether it's fitness or mindset coaching, that's my joy. I could do that all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like literally, I just left my fitness studio, rushed here and cut the camera on. You feel me? And guess how much I'm getting paid for this?
Nothing.
So it brings me joy. It's my purpose. So see, Bill, it's not about the money, right? You got to find your purpose and what's your calling and what brings you joy, because you would do that even for free. Now, here's the other part that goes along with that. When you can fill a void, it's okay to get paid. You're supposed to get paid when you fill a void, when you provide a service that's meaningful for an individual, because you are doing something for them that brings a purpose to their life. Your purpose serves a purpose in their life. And for that, it's okay to be compensated. And in fact, you should be compensated well, especially when you are one of the few who do it how you do it, right? And so, see, Bell, long story short, you find what your purpose is, and it won't be difficult because it will be just as easy as being retired.
Finding your purpose is hard though.
That is the difficult part.
That's hard.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah, because we get into these, we get good at things. We get good at things. We get good at warehouse. We get good at social work. We get good at nursing. We get good at things like this, and we think that's our calling. We think that's our purpose, and it may be right to heal people. I don't know, right? But it's hard to find what you're actually good at. You know what I'm saying? What you feel that makes you like, oh, I'm finna go do this. Like this
Yeah,
podcast, the
yeah,
talking,
yeah,
this is a
yeah,
passion for me. This
yeah,
is a passion. So when this monetizes for us and it pushes the money, see, this the beauty of it. This the beauty of it. I do this right here because my business is gonna take care of itself.
hmm
This is what God called me to do.
indeed.
This is
The
what God
purpose.
calls me to do. So
Yeah,
when God calls me to do it, even when I don't feel like doing it, I'm still gonna come down here and do it,
indeed.
right? Because God gonna provide for me in the end. But it's not about the money because my mission ain't to get, yeah, don't get me wrong, I want to get paid. But that's not the point. That's not why I'm doing it. I do it because I feel like we all done been in situations or circumstances that we wish we could have done differently.
Indeed.
And if my experiences can help you in any shape or form to be a better version of yourself or kind of even help you navigate through some of the shit you didn't went through,
Indeed.
then I feel like I served a purpose and I can be cool with the day. But if I feel like I'm just wasting my time or talking to you like Sanaa asks, why do people irritate me? Because if I'm wasting my time, I could have been helping somebody else.
hmm
I could have been beneficial to somebody else.
hmm
So that's my thing. And plus, y'all in the chat, y'all are nucleus. So
Indeed.
as we grow, y'all grow. And like this, what we doing right here, this has the potential to feed all of us
Indeed.
if we do it right. If we do this right, this has the potential to feed all of us. This ain't no just me and Pete thing. It's the knowledge and wisdom of Casey and Paris, but it takes a community and a village to grow this thing.
Indeed.
So when y'all like, y'all subscribe, y'all share, y'all tell people to watch. I seen your post, and that was thank you for the post on the review. You know, it's things like that because guess what? The bigger we get, we need people to do the things like that to moderate, to edit. We need people to produce. To put we this
That have
what
those
we
skill
doing
sets.
here.
Yeah,
We
that have
need
those skill sets.
what we doing right now. This is the seed. This is what God said. Hey, get out there and go plant the seed. Me and P may not even make the millions. Our kids might though. Our nephews and nieces might though. Our brothers, our sisters, our uncles. Somebody will benefit off of our work, even if it ain't pushing this hey, pushing P. Even if it ain't us promoting ourselves, right? What we doing here is gonna rub off for me. I hope anyway. My nephews, my nieces, JJ, I see you. Uh, Kai, you know what I'm saying? Or our kids, you know what I'm saying? This maybe they on my last day, my son will say, you know what? My son may be the next Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. And they can say to him, yo, Kai, what made you do that? He could say, man, look, I'll be playing my game and I hear my daddy down there preaching. I
hmm
was playing my game and I heard my daddy. I done sat around my daddy so much. I done heard him build up so many people that it was just in me. It's natural for me to do it. That's my drive. That's give it to me. Give it
hmm
to me. And I like people to be around me like that. Even when I talk to Pete, Pete just say some shit and you'll be like, this nigga Pete is always trying to be Nipsey Hussle out this motherfucker. God damn, nigga. That was my partner. But positivity promotes positivity. And as long as we can keep pouring positivity into the community, into other people, nigga, we winning. You
No,
feel me?
indeed, indeed, without a doubt. So, yeah, man, it's definitely always different aspects to entrepreneurship. It's not always going into it because of the fear of like people's hesitance is not always because it's a fear. Sometimes it's because they have done the work and now they're in another chapter of their life. So whatever it is, it's interesting when you think about it, right? When you think about it in a scope and with logic, it's interesting that however you get there, you still get there the same way. You get to this point where you're like, okay, I would love to do this, but how do I do it? Now,
Mm,
the energy and the drive behind how a person gets there for you and I was probably different, right? We was
mm-hmm.
like, we not working for these individuals no more. But it wasn't just we're not working for these individuals no more. People will say what you need to hear, even if you didn't even know at that time it was what you needed to hear. And most of the times you do, because you'll recall it. When you was talking, Casey, you said that somebody told you that
it got to be an easier way.
But no, somebody said if they had 6 of you, that they could get rid of everybody else. See, that right there was the thing that you needed to hear, not just for you, but for your spirit and your hustling spirit, your entrepreneurial spirit, because what they were saying is you are able to bring in a revenue based on who you are, your work ethic, your best practices, and your standards. And to have those type of skill sets, it brings in revenue. But when they said that to you, it was actually igniting your entrepreneurial spirit, right? So people say what you need to hear, and they probably, if it was up to them, they probably wouldn't even said it. But, you know, God wanted you to hear it. So he sent the message through a person who you was looking to for a paycheck, but you was really needed to get up out of there. I remember when I started training, right? Somebody said it to me. I was working, me and my family, we were staying in a hotel, right? We had just moved back from Atlanta. We staying in a hotel. I was at a job. I tried to go back to a regular job. I said, man, I cannot do that. I left out of there. And when I was leaving out, they was like, what you gonna do? And at this time, I used to call myself a trainer. I said, I'm gonna be a trainer, right? And if was like, can you train me? I said, yeah. But anyway, so I go and I'm working at all the gyms that would hire me. I was at 2 gyms at the same time. One of the gyms was giving me a discount at the hotel, so I was able to level up the hotel. But I was training. I remember my bills was due. I had to pay for the hotel, and I didn't have the bread, right? And the lady that I was training, one of my main people at the gym I was training at, wrote a check for $780. It was $780 or $800, something like that. And I had to take the check that she wrote to the gym. And when it was a check, you got to put it underneath you got to lift the cash register up and put it underneath there, right? And she wrote this check. I put it underneath there. She signs the contract to do another month. And she just wrote this $800 check. And she says, Parrish, you know, the only reason I come here is because of you. Now, mind you, I'm broke. I need the money. I need that $700. I don't even know. They about to put us out. She writes the check. But guess what? I got to wait 2 weeks. And I'm only going to get like 15% of that. So I said right then and there, I said, that's the last time somebody go write a check to somebody else for me. And I told her, I said, you know what? I got my own business and I train people up outside of here. Would you be interested? And she said, absolutely. And from that moment on, she started writing checks to me. At first,
let me tell you something, P. If they would have put you out, you wouldn't have been put that nigga. You had a brother out here, nigga. Casey, nigga, we out, nigga. I need to come.
Yeah,
come on, brother.
But I'm just giving you all facts.
I got you, though.
I'm giving you
all.
Never
homeless when I'm around, brother.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you all facts, no fiction.
No, I got you.
Right, and that's and my point to it is this: I heard what I needed to hear.
Right.
You heard what you needed to hear.
Right.
The situation was what it was supposed to be, so I could receive it and hear it. Because if the situation wasn't like that, and she would have said that, I probably would have stayed working there.
Right.
And you wouldn't have trained the Brain Fit Club.
Nigga, that was you. That was you for me. Remember when you, KC, man? Hey, man, fuck them people. Go train with me, man. I got some clients out there. P, it ain't for me. P, let me get, but when it's your time, it's your time. When it's time for you to make a move, we go at our own pace. We got to we in our own race and we at our own pace. But the message, this is what we always say about being a good receiver. You don't know what you're picking up until it's time to pick it up. It ain't useful until you need it. You can have a knife in your pocket, but if you in the water, what the hell good is a knife?
Yeah.
But if you in the kitchen and you got some vegetables, that knife is come in handy. You know what I'm saying? When you need it, it's gonna apply, and that's what happened. And now look at you, 11 years in. 11 years in. Hello, nigga. Hello, that's P. Nigga got merchandise, got books. Nigga got a gym, got weights. Hello, that's P. Huh? That's P. Huh? I remember when you called me like, man, I'm working with my cousin at his gym. And then you called me, it's like, bro, I got my own gym now.
Mm.
Hello?
D.
Won't he do it? Man, God
D.
been blessing you since he knew you, man. God said, I'm gonna bless you since you was ankle high to a centipede thigh, man. Look at you out here shining like the light, man. Go ahead with it, man. That's my brother. Huh?
And
You
vice
feel
versa.
me?
And vice
You
versa.
feel?
Vice versa.
Failure
So,
is never an option.
yeah, no, definitely. So, and I shared that backstory just because we was talking about how people get to going into, it was different for you and I, but that doesn't mean that for someone who might find themselves like C. Bill, that they don't have to put the work in. And what gets them there might be different, but the hurdle of getting over the hurdle and finding that purpose that serves a purpose for others and being a successful entrepreneur is still a hurdle no matter how you get there, right?
Mm.
Our journey there might have been a little bit different, but it doesn't make it any less important or worthy of, you know, best practices and motivation. It's all worthy and it's all a hurdle and it's all a story that can be shared and reach somebody else. You say this all the time, Casey, that you hope that what you say reaches somebody. And even if it just reaches one person, then you good. So, when C. Bell goes in and he starts this successful entrepreneurship and it's from a journey that's a little bit different than the average person, when he goes out and speaks about it, it'll reach somebody who needed to hear it just like,
And really, that can be his business move right there. Nigga, how did you retire at your age? What was your plan? How did you do it? What did you did? What did you
financial
do?
guidance.
Right? How did you get there?
Financial
Because
guidance. Yeah,
what you know is game to somebody else.
man.
Because you got a lot of game and a lot of knowledge and wisdom. So when you pass that down to somebody else, you already did your blessing. Now here's the thing: game is to be sold, not
Charging.
told.
Yeah,
So if you're good at something, don't do it for free.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you good at something. You already didn't retire
Right.
early. Show us
Literacy.
how to do it. So you know what? Next week, I think you should be the guest on our show next week. Come on here and give us a little bit of how did you do it? You feel me? Show us what you did. Tell us what you did to be the best version of you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is our path. This is how we started. We can share ours, but you already didn't retire. We trying to get to where you at. You feel me? So come on here and sprinkle them a little bit. Faudi told you best. Faudi, sprinkle me, man.
No,
Sprinkle me, right?
indeed,
Sprinkle me.
because there's a such thing as financial literacy, and a lot of people struggle with it. They don't know how to set themselves up and play the game, whether it's through business or otherwise. And there are individuals who really have a great handle on that. So, like Casey just said, it's to be sold, not told, but it's nothing wrong with helping individuals because people really need that information. And when you serve a purpose and give people purpose, it's nothing wrong with being paid for those services because it only allows you to scale up and do more anyway, right? And it's all a
Mm-hmm.
blessing. So I think I can't tell you what your entrepreneurship should be, but I can definitely tell you what I know about you that you're good at: financial literacy and coaching other people on how to get there and obtain and manage their money, their credit, and all those things. I know that's something that you could do in your sleep.
Mm. I'm trying to tell. Hey, and here's the other thing too: the dark side of the entrepreneur business. It's not for everybody.
Indeed.
Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. And everybody think that you're gonna get into this game. And I know I ain't saying y'all think. I'm just saying people think this is the misconception. You're gonna get in the game. You're just gonna be rich.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work like that. This shit is a long, slow process. And you ever hear one of them quotes, P, like I just said, the game is to be sold, not told, and
Yeah.
then it don't make sense until later.
Yeah, absolutely.
You ever heard this one?
They call idiot.
Everyone, everybody want to be the boss until they realize the boss eat last.
Man.
Everybody wants to be the boss until you realize you the last one to eat.
Mm-hmm.
All that money you make. Tell you what, I did tell you a
And
little,
nobody cares. And nobody cares
and
if you
nobody
eat.
cares.
They only care about themselves eating.
Now, plus I made more money ever in my life working for myself than I ever made working for somebody else. Right? Grossed. Net wise, made the least amount of money I ever made working for somebody else. Made the least some gross and net is two different things. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter because I got out there and I did it for myself. I seen my potential.
Mm-hmm.
I seen what I can do. And once I seen what I can do, now how do I go back? how do you go back? How do you get out here and make this amount and then go back and settle for this?
Mm.
The hardest part about being an entrepreneur is getting out of the employee mind state and getting into the employer mind state. Because you spend so much time being an employee that we train. See, they've been programming us and training us to be yes men and slaves since we was kids, right? Simon Says was the first game they taught us. Simon says stop. Simon says line up. Simon says do this. Then you go to school, raise your hand, stand up for the flag, be polite. Then you go to jail, inmate, get over there, do this, stand up, move there. They teach us how to follow directions. What they don't teach us is how to be productive on our own. What they don't teach us is how to use our intelligence and what we feel good at to be the best version of ourselves. How we gonna get out here and go get it? So you gotta find your own little niche. But it ain't really all that. It ain't all that glamorous. Sometimes I'll be wanting to go get a job. Like, yo, I don't even feel like doing this shit because if it ain't no money coming in and you see all your partners going on vacation, and then the person you're dealing with, they're gonna be like, we need to go on vacation. You go, I'm gonna get this money. Because I can't afford to miss 2 days. 2 days to me is 2 days worth of no money. You know what I'm saying? And the bills don't stop. 2 days to you, you're gonna get sick time, you get paid time off, vacation days, you can call in. And that's another thing. I can't call in to nobody and be like, hey, I don't feel good today. Nigga, I'm cool. I ain't coming. I'll tell y'all what I'm gonna do now. I ain't doing it. And that makes me feel better. That makes me feel better. You're right, you got a game yesterday for free. Yesterday, but the young brother was just getting in. The young brother was just getting in. Which
He
one
was
he
saying
talking
that
about?
he was saying that you're right, that when you were saying like without even knowing it, you'll give the game to somebody and you could have offered it as a service, right? And he's saying that he just did that yesterday. The service that he could have got paid for, he gave away for free. However, you know, sometimes what you give for free is so that people come back, just like the dope game. You know, you got the best weed, you give them a free sample, they keep coming back. So, you know, sometimes you give a free assessment, you give a free consultation, you give a free tutorial, you give a free class so that people understand what they need, why they need it, because sometimes people don't even understand what it is that they need or what it is. So you have to give them that free sample to help them get what they need and help them understand what you really are offering. So,
of course, it's your investment. That's your investment. You invest in somebody else. Each one teach one, invest in them, let them grow, and then they'll come back to you later and they'll look out for you. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But it's your investment. Look at it like that. It's an investment. You build a young man up. I don't even know what he was getting it in from, but again, you gotta let them catch up when they're ready. You only can give it to them. You can put it down. They got to pick it up when they're ready. You can hold your kid hands and walk them and let them walk with you and do all that. As soon as you let them go, they fall down. But you just got to stand back sometime and let him make that first step, and he'll get there. And then when he get there, he's gonna come to you again, and he's gonna come to you again. And when he get to that point where you feel like, hey, you eating real good, that's when you say to him, hey, now you know it's a consultation fee for all this that I've been doing for you for real. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't free, but you know it's gonna be free to a certain extent. I'm gonna help you get there. I'm gonna push you there. I'm gonna get you there. I'm gonna show you what it takes. But at the end, don't waste my time either. Because if you eating and you still coming to me and you ain't kicking in, then at this point I'm just a dummy and a fool. And I ain't never been no dummy or no fool. So run me mine or don't come to me with it. But you did the right thing by helping him because we all need it sometimes. And you don't know how much that man may value you. That young man may value you and your opinion, just like P. I tell you, P always talk good about you. So in hindsight, think about this. You can see your investment in your nephew.
cousin.
That's your nephew, right? Your cousin. You can see your investment in your cousin. He already looks up to you, so look at the investment. So you see what your words do. You see what your value is right there, sitting in front of you. You watching your protege in front of you. So in hindsight, or if you look at it like that, no cap is brought to you now thanks to some influence that you put on P.
Oh, without a doubt.
Not saying that it wouldn't be part without me, but you feel me? But this is what your influence do.
No, without a doubt. When you grow up in certain situations and you grow up in you know in the hood and all that type of stuff, you're blessed to have individuals that you can, but you got to be able. I say this all the time. You got to be able to be a good student, though. You know what I mean? You have to be able to be a good student. You got to be able to see the gifts in people and hear the things that they're saying and learn from individuals, because that's wisdom on your own. So you got to give yourself credit for that. Being able to learn, being coachable, being teachable, being observant, even when people don't know that you're observing, asking questions when nobody told you to, all that good stuff. But when you grow up in certain situations and you don't necessarily have the best, you don't have a father figure to look up to in that manner, or you don't have a coach to look up to in that manner, or you don't have a uncle to look up to in that manner, or you might have an uncle, or you might have an OG from around the neighborhood that give you game, right? Or you might have older cousins that you can look up to and they give you game. You start piecing it together is my point. You know what I mean? If you're wise enough, you know what I mean? You get game from even some of your homies. I remember DeShante gave me some of the realest game that I ever got. And we was in the 7th grade, but I never forgot it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But DeShante had an older brother who was really gamed up. Jawan. And
Jawan, I remember, yeah.
Jawan used to make sure he gamed his little brother up to the T. And so shout out to Sean, shout out to Jawan. But I remember Shante told me something, and I never forgot it. I remember it to this day. And we was the same age. He was my peer, but he was a little ahead as far as that thought process, because he had an older brother that gave him up. So you can get this, C. Bell definitely was a person who, when I was growing up, I saw doing certain things, and it was no secret, like, oh, okay, that's how you do that. That's how you maneuver. You know what I mean? And it was other people who I would see and ask questions, and Floyd Mayweather. I was around Floyd Mayweather because of Earl Hayes, and I got some game from him. You know what I mean? So it's just along the way you start, you know what I mean? But to answer your question, Sean told me one time, we was in the 7th grade, and I was like, I kept saying, man, I can't wait till, I think it was like summertime was going to come. We was in the 7th grade. And I kept saying, we was on the yard. And I kept saying, I can't wait till these next 2 weeks pass by so we can get out of school. I can't wait. I kept saying it. And Sean looked at me and he said, you keep saying you can't wait for these weeks or whatever it was that had to go by. He said, cuz that's your life. That's your life. And basically what you're saying is you just can't wait for your life to pass by. And you're not really focusing on your life and maximizing. And I was like, that was some game. So now as an adult, if I, and my mom used to say, then you start piecing together. My mom used to say, don't be anxious for nothing. Don't be anxious for nothing. Like, oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for that. Because then you're not living in the moment and you're not maximizing. And then you're speaking, a person will be speaking into existence that they want this just to fly by. So they don't care about the moments, the time, their life. You want your life just to fly by, and they say time goes fast. Well, a lot of times the reason why people say time flies and goes fast because people be wishing it. They be wishing it away. Man, I wish this would hurry up and go by. I wish this would, instead of learning how to appreciate and be productive. So when he said that, and yes, we was in the 7th grade, I never forgot it. You know what I mean? I don't know if he remembered, but I never forgot it. And even as an adult, whenever, like my mom say, don't be anxious about something, when I find myself like, man, I can't wait for this, I remember Sean. You know what I'm saying? And that was it's a jewel that I use, right? And I'll be like, nah, you know what? Let me focus on what I can do right now. Let me focus on the can. Right now, I know all the things that I don't want. I know all the things that I can't do, but let me focus on the can and be more focused on being productive right here and there, appreciating every moment to the best of my ability, and not just let moments just fly by and then turn around and say, ooh, time flew by. Right? Yeah. So I got that game in the 7th grade. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of things along the way.
You know, the most game, the best piece of advice that I got in high school was words that wasn't even spoken, but was sitting up on the wall. And what was that music teacher that we had? Seemed a little funny. I don't know his name though. Anyway, when we went into the class, what he said on the wall, was on time, early is on time.
Oh yeah.
On time is late.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
That is a quote of the century for me because I live by that. Get there early so that way you on time. Because if you run it and you finna be there right on time, you're like
in the choir.
that
That
was
was a
choir.
that was
That's what I
choir.
said. Choir class. Yeah, it was a
I
music class.
understand, man. Yeah, choir.
Band choir. Same damn building. Same damn room.
But that was choir.
That was choir. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. With
I
Jamaica.
remember
Fine
that.
ass. Hey,
Shout
Jamaica.
out.
ah. Yep, I teach my kids that. Yes, listen, be there early, man. 15 minutes early. Get there on time, but make sure the reason it works for music because in music it's perfect.
What was his name? My brother probably know what that teacher name was.
I
Medeiros or
thought it was Mr. Phelps. Was it Phelps?
something? I don't know. But I do remember that sign now that you said it.
Yeah, yeah. Early is on time is late, man. That's how we move. That's how we move about this thing in life. Um,
I tell you
well,
something though. See,
go for it.
sometimes I can be a little combative and I don't like to just take things just how
Yes.
people. So when I used to see stuff like that, yeah, we was in choir. Our band, I think it was choir though.
It
But
didn't matter. We didn't do nothing
we
in there. That was like one of them free classes.
yeah, we just did it just to go. We used to eat in there, and it was like it was an elective. It was a class that we just needed to feel something. We didn't do nothing in there. We used to be chopping it up and
That's
chilling
it.
for real.
Walk out, walk out. Hey, I'm gonna go outside.
Outside, we used to have the big cookies from lunch, be chilling,
Yeah.
chopping it up. We wasn't doing nothing. Um, but well, yeah. Anyway, um, but so when I used to see things like that, I be kind of combative, and this was something I had to learn. And I ain't gonna lie, I got this from my mom. I got a lot of stuff that I be seeing from my mom and my dad, and I know what they is, but I got this from my mom. And I had to learn how to control it. I used to always be the type of person, no longer am because I worked on it, and I'm speaking it into. I always had to say something for everybody. Like I got to speak up for everybody in here. Like people, this ain't right. It's wrong. And who you talking to? I'm the one that was going, I can't do that all the time because I didn't always want what came with that, with speaking up, but I didn't understand why until I got older. But so I used to see stuff like that and be confrontational about it. I used to be like, so on time is late, late
Late.
is on time.
Early is on time is late.
When you get here, you on my time, and the bail don't release you, I do. And I used to be like, you got me fucked up. So check this out. When I get here, you telling me I gotta be on time. Matter of fact, you telling me I gotta be early. Like you was talking about programming, right? And maybe I was thinking too deep into it, but that's how I used to think. Like, you trying to program me and tell me, okay, I gotta be here early for your class, and the bell. But when I get here on time, when the bell rings for me to go, the bell don't release me. You do. That's what they were saying. So I used to do this. Okay, I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna sit down. But when the bell ring, I'm out. And they used to be like, Pierce, where you going? I said, you said I was on your time when when I had to be here for the bell. I was on your time. I said, well, now this is my time. I'm out. I don't care about you releasing me. But see, that's not the right way to be thinking and to be talking. But that's how I used to be with those things. I was probably putting too much thought into it. But I used to be confrontational when I felt like people was trying to take advantage or be controlling. And they not really like that to be controlling anyway. You know what I mean? But I was probably tripping looking back. But that's how I used to be. Oh, no, the bell run. He's like, sit back down. You crazy. I ain't sitting down. You on my time now. Just like you said I was on your time when I had to be here. Now you on my time. I'm out. And everybody else used to. But it wasn't that deep.
I used to get in. What was that math teacher we had? Man, I used to get in that nigga class and go to sleep every time.
I think that was Medeiros. No, Juarez.
Juarez. Yeah, I used to go to sleep every time. Like, hey, listen, my kids, 4.0 students. 4.0 students. Every time. Honor roll, principal honor roll, all that good shit. I don't know. It didn't come from me. Because, nigga, if I got a 2.0, nigga, I feel like I damn near hit honor roll. One time, I ain't gonna lie, I got a 2.8. Nigga, I was juiced. Nigga, I was like, ooh, shit, I almost hit a 3.0. Nigga, I was hella happy. Nigga, never got that one time. Nigga, I ain't never seen that shit again. Hey, so I'm happy to my kids doing good now, but I wasn't the best at schooling. But this is the crazy part. Everybody don't learn good in school. Sometimes you learn better in the streets, or I ain't gonna even necessarily say in the streets. You just learn better in the community. You learn more things in real life situations.
Well, because school is only set up for one genius, and there's more than one genius. Like you were saying before, school didn't teach you how to be an entrepreneur or a productive individual outside of school. School is just to support one genius, which is academics, the of math, science, and learning BS history and all that. But it's only to, and if you do well in school, you're considered smart and intelligent. But there are a lot of different geniuses in the world that school, especially high school and the average high school, they don't teach you to learn what your genius is. Like you said, you figure that out afterwards, right? So it's a lot of time wasted, for real, because you go out of necessity because you're told you have to go. But you get the core values. You need that core education because you need to know how to read, comprehend. Comprehension is big. People overlook that. Comprehension is something that you learn in school, and a lot of people struggle with comprehension. That's why they do poor on the SAT, not being able to comprehend what's being said. A lot of times, the reason why math is hard, it ain't the numbers, it's the comprehension of what's being asked. And this is where I came up with the solution is always in a problem. I wrote a quote that the solution is always in the problem. And part of that, I was thinking about math. If you can comprehend what's being asked, you just figured out the problem. It's super easy after that. But they make it so tricky to comprehend things, even when you're reading a book or when you are doing a math problem, that the comprehension gets lost. That's the tricky part. And so people just say, I hate math. You know what I mean? I hate science because they can't comprehend what's being said. But if you really have are taught comprehension and hone in on comprehension, it makes everything else easier. So school only supports one genius, and oftentimes it doesn't do a great job of supporting any others or supporting that one. But people might have musical genius. People might have athletic genius. People might have speaking genius. People might have agricultural genius. They might have money, financial geniuses. You know what I mean? And that's their genius. That's their gift. And if they were able to cultivate that in the 4 years of high school, which is a huge part of a person's life and growing into their adulthood, imagine the jump start they would have coming out of high school if someone was able to go in and teach them how to utilize their financial genius, how to utilize their entrepreneurial genius, how to utilize their speaking genius, their motivational, their gift, their purposes. That a lot of people, you would have way more, and not that money is the sign of success, but you would have way more multimillionaires, not just millionaires, but you would also have way more happy individuals. The individuals who found their purpose and worked through it, because like you said, it's hard to find your purpose, right? If you were able to find your purpose in high school, where would you be right now? And you would have more happy people because they would be benefiting from the services of these people who found their purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So high school is only built in general to serve one genius, which is academic.
I don't understand with high school sometimes with school and these electives. And I'm going to piggyback off what you just said, because some of these electives be dumb as hell to me. I don't need French. I ain't in France, and if I get over there, I'm gonna learn some ooh la oui oui, no, yeah, shit like that. I don't need to learn this. Put in real electives that can really help somebody for real, for real. Culinary. Let's start this in school early because you don't know how many chefs you really like. They give you home economics and teach you about babies and things like that, but you're not really putting us in this cooking class. Give us and at that age you probably ain't thinking about financial literacy, right?
But you could
think you know how you could be and how they can get more people to do it. I'm gonna tell you how they can get more. Don't try to put an old white person or somebody in a suit in there to start talking to these kids and these young adults, because kids not looking for that. They're not looking for the person in the suit. Put somebody in the room like myself and yourself who can come in there that looks relatable, that can give you knowledge on how to invest and how to do the stock markets and how to save your money and how to and say, hey, don't put your money all in that bank because that yield that it comes back ain't really that. You can hold money in a CD, but it's only gonna give you 25 cents after the end of the year. So don't put it in there, but take that money and go put it in these stocks right here because they got high yields, high dividends. So when they come back in like 30 days, they're gonna give you a return on investment. They're gonna reinvest in it, so your money's always working for you. Get these high yield dividend stocks so you can know how to make your money work for you. And then when you learn how to day trade, that's some skills. Give that to somebody. Teach somebody, hey, you want to be a police officer? Nobody said they want to do that. But hey, listen, let me show you that they don't really make that much money. You might not make it home at night, but I can show you how to really talk to people, interact with people, so you can be a better version of the police than what we see. It's different classes that they can put in here, and I think they should do school more a la carte. Yeah, make math and reading stuff, make that cool, but don't keep forcing it. I don't need 12 years of math, my nigga. Shit, once you teach me 1+1, what schools is doing now, they turning these schools. A math problem would be 5 times 5 is 25, but you need to show your work. So now
Yeah.
you need to make the 5, carry a 5, put another 3 in there, take away 2, add a decimal, put a subtraction button, hit the equal sign, bring it back 3 times, add a 1, divide it, multiply it, and show us how you got to 25. Nigga, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5 is 25. Y'all want to, I like to keep it simple theory. They want to make it long. We don't
Yes.
need to make it long. We don't keep it short and simple, because you're going to lose our attention if you make it too long. Go ahead, P.
No, I'm jumping in, but I want you to keep going, which makes it harder to comprehend. That's what I was talking about with the comprehension. It's
Right.
not the numbers themselves are difficult. It's the comprehension of what's being asked. And the way they do it is by making things more difficult. So one of the best life skills that a person can learn, or logical skills, or whatever you want to call it, is working on their comprehension. What's actually being said, what was said, what's being asked, because the solution is always in the problem, but sometimes the problem is comprehension. Not really knowing what's being said, done, or asked.
What I've been noticing, I got a nephew. I don't know if he want me to say his name, but I'm gonna say, what's up, Jay? You know who I'm talking to. My nephew, he's homeschooled. He go to school, but he homeschooled. But if you talk to him, bruh, his education, like the way that he talks. Sometimes I'll be sitting over here and I'll be listening to him. He'll call me, he'll be like, yo, how you mental? And the shit he be saying to me, I'll be, the fuck? Where you just come from with that?
Mhm.
And he'd be serious about it. And he
Yeah.
mean, and he gonna give you answers. He'll just call me sometime and be like, yo, Unc, I just want to know how you doing today. Should be making me feel good. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, I'll be wondering, like, damn, how old is this little nigga? Nigga, who raised you? You know, like that's my sister. That's my sister's son, though, man. Good job. They doing very good jobs. But homeschooling, a lot of these kids come out better when they homeschooled, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't getting all the bullshit and all the fake shit that the fake information. I don't want to say fake information. You're not getting the unnecessary shit. You get the basics, and you still learn the life skills, and you got more time to learn more important things. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't all we not finna go out here and be like, hey, we finna go do geometry in our day-to-day life. We're not going out here looking for public speaking, even though I wish I would have did better in that. Because that what we're doing now
Would have served you a purpose. Served the
would
purpose.
have served me a purpose. But our brains don't develop the way we need them to develop until we get to a older age. But I wish I would have did better then. But as I look at these kids now, they're a lot more advanced than we are. They're smarter, they're more intelligent, they're more keen, they're more sharp. They got more game. They more savvy. They pick up better things. The problem is once we start in educating our kids to be better, and we see that they give us the foolishness, what they start doing. I'm gonna show you. We can homeschool our kids, we can teach our kids the right and wrong answer, but how do they be counterproductive of what we're doing? They put the TV on. They put on the World Star and everything. You put on there some foolishness, right? The Instagrams, the Facebooks, the TikToks, right? All this stuff becomes foolishness. So they counterproductive. Well, we can teach them. It's gonna kind of be pushed out the way with the twerking. It's gonna be kind of pushed out the way with the drill music. It's gonna be kind of pushed out the way with the courtroom. A little thugger, little young thugger. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be pushed out the way, right? So what we teach them, they try to counterproduct to keep us stuck, to keep us stranded, where we can't grow because they want to keep us down. You see, Donald Trump just reversed everything. This nigga Donald Trump's a fool. Just got rid of DEI, whatever it's called, making everybody go back to Donald Trump is reversing everything. The best thing we can do right now is strap up. And I don't mean with firearms. We ain't got to kill them with guns. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. One of them phrases.
Idioms.
That one of them idioms. You don't catch it until you catch it. Knowledge is power. Once we know how to invest, save, stack, hustle, you grind. People, you gotta one thing have what's the other one? Have money, have heart, have more than one hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Have money, have heart, have more than one hustle. These are the three things we need to be. We need to teach our kids. Have money, have heart, have more than one hustle. Don't be scared to go get it because scared money don't make no money. Uh, know how to hustle. Know how to get out there and go get it. If you got to go pick some lemons and make lemonade, go pick some lemons and make lemonade. And if you learned how to sell lemonade, then go buy some cherries and make some plums. Sell some fruit. Sell some lemons. Have more than one hustle. But get out here and get it by any means. This is what we should be teaching our kids. Yeah, go to school. Get the basic. School don't even got to be 12 years. College should start at ninth grade. Start showing me the stuff that I need for real. Start showing me the stuff I need because from kindergarten. Go ahead, I'm listening.
No. I want you to finish.
Right.
Just part of that is parenting, though. Parents don't raise their kids. They use school for babysitters.
Shit, they gotta go to work. They gotta pay for this shit.
Whatever the reason it is,
right?
It's people can't wait for their kids to go to school.
Yeah, because sometimes you be ready to get them badass kids out the house.
Or good kids.
Or good kids. Shit, the good kids be eating like a motherfucker too. Them groceries ain't cheap. They in the house, that food disappearing.
But it's parenting though.
It is.
It ain't always just like the school itself is just making people come. A lot of people don't want their kids. That's why they cut summer school shorter. Or not summer school, cut summer vacation shorter because they said kids was out too long, nothing to do. That wasn't the school who said that. You think them teachers didn't want their long vacation? You think the teachers wanted a shorter vacation? That was the parents of these kids. Like, I don't want these kids. What I'm supposed to do with them? They supposed to be at school. Hey, y'all need to cut that. And then they literally cut summer vacation shorter so kids could go back to school sooner. That ain't for the teachers. That's for the parents. Get them up out of here. You know what I mean? They put them in camps and people don't raise a lot of people, and the more money they have, a lot of people raise them even less because they use their money to put them in everything they can. They only are Uber drivers. They pick them up. And the reason I know this because what I do for a living. They take them from me to soccer, from soccer to tennis, from tennis to karate, from karate to band, from band to the after school program, from the after school program, home to go eat, sleep, do it again.
I know a lot of single women that do that, take their kids all over the place, and I commend them because going to work and then being a damn taxi cab Uber, and you're paying for the shit.
Indeed.
So it's like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you want your kid to be the best version. So you put them in sports to give them energy, to keep them active and things like that. And you're trying to give yourself a break, but you ain't really giving yourself no break because you're running yourself crazy. So now you got to worry about work, paying the bills, and rents. And rents put right there, man. They need to be teaching resume writing and financial literacy and bill management. That's a class in itself.
That would be a very beneficial.
Teach a nigga how to pay bills.
What a bill is.
What a bill is. Teach a motherfucker, I cut them lights off. If you ain't using, turn that water off. You know what I'm saying? Close that refrigerator. Stop eating up all the food like this shit is free. When lunch meat is $7 and $8 for 12 pieces of meat.
They have Uber.
Because they said boar's head. I don't even like a boar head. I don't even want the swine. But you want to give it to what you say, Pete? Where's that?
They have Uber for kids now too, by any means necessary.
Y'all motherfuckers scam. Say Uber for kids. Listen, man, we out. See, log off. Listen, man, just saying, we need to be teaching our kids. School's not going to do it, so we got to teach our kids what really matters to them. The problem is so many outside influences on these kids that even when you try to teach them, these kids will come back and be lazy. They'll come back and be, like you say, disrespectful. And sometimes they don't even got to be disrespectful to you. It's just the disrespectful shit that they do that then turns around and becomes disrespectful to you because the question then becomes, nigga, who raised you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think a disrespectful thing, like you say, sometimes you got to check a kid in front of their parent.
Yes.
As a parent, you just disrespected all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna disrespect? Like, you gonna disrespect me? So if you're gonna disrespect me, you're gonna disrespect it because I know I didn't raise you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got a lot of disrespectful ass kids out here too, and
Yeah. Well,
sometimes you
teaching
gotta just grab their little ass and
teaching respect is a full-time job, and teaching youth respect is a full-time job. And here's the secret on how you do it. First of all, you gotta have real respect for yourself. First and foremost, as an adult, as a man, as a woman, you have to operate in respect, and you got to know what that is. You got to know what your respect is, what respect looks like for you. You have to be respectful and give respect, and then you know how not to be disrespected by anyone, and you know how to correct it. And here's the thing: stop correcting it. Be proactive. A lot of parenting and a lot of schooling fall short because people are busy being I forget the word, but they're doing it after the fact instead of being proactive. You know what I
right,
mean?
they're being reactive.
Yeah, reactive is the word that
Hmm.
I was looking for. They're being reactive. Something happens and then they react. Well,
Hmm.
let's act like we know, since we always say, well, I was here before you and I know this, I have life experiences, I have respect. Well, let's act like we know how to be proactive. And as soon as you come in contact, forget all the smiles and everything is cool, because everybody always cool up top, off top, right? But then when something happens, people react, and now everybody is like, what's going on? They're trying to figure it out. It don't got to be that difficult. It's super easy. The first interactions you have need to set the standards of what it's going to be going forward. But people are not comfortable being proactive like that. They wait for something to happen, and now they're forced to react. Me out the gate, kid come in. They parent can come in because they signed up for training. They bring their kid with them, or they can contact me because they want me to train they youth athlete. And the first thing I tell them when they come in, they walk into my studio. I said this before on here, but I'm gonna say it again. The first thing they do when they come in, I say, "Hey, you see everything? Look around this gym. Look around this fitness studio. Everything you can see with your eyes. Just look at everything. You see it all?" They say, "Yes." I said, "Now everything that you see, you don't touch. You don't touch nothing in here unless I say so."
Mm.
We're setting the standard. Their parent is standing right there. I say it in front of their parent. You know, you have to set the standard out the gate so that there's no misconception on how people operate around you, is the point I'm getting
Mm.
to. Right? You operate a certain way. So that means that if you hold yourself to a certain standard, how dare you allow people to operate around you outside of the standards that you hold yourself to?
Mm.
That is foolish. You hold yourself. You know how hard it is to hold yourself to a certain standard and really live by those when most people don't? How dare you allow people, strangers or family, to come around you and not operate within those standards? They don't have a choice because you yourself hold yourself to those standards. If I hold myself to these standards, you being around me means you have to operate in these standards. And if you cannot do that, you cannot be around me. And
Mm.
I'm the person that makes the decision, not you, because I'm the person that has set the standards. So since I have set the standards, I also make the decisions, the tough decisions on who can be around me and can't be around me based on the standards that I've set for myself. I'm not telling you to do nothing that I don't do myself.
Mm.
I'm not teaching you to do nothing that I haven't put into practice myself.
Mm.
These are things that I live by, stand by, and put into practice. So how dare me as a person, as an uncle? You was asking earlier about, can you have a favorite niece or nephew? And I said very clearly, yeah, you can dislike their little ass. Because how dare you allow a person, even a child, especially a child, not operate under the standards that they're supposed to be learning from you, not the other way around. You're the
Mm.
teacher. And if this little individual, even with your guidance, can't operate in the standards that you're giving them, they little ass don't deserve your time, effort, and energy until they show that they're ready to be coachable. That's every person, young or old. So
Mm.
first it starts with you, your level of respect and your standards, and then it's courage. Having
Mm.
the courage to stand on your standards. Shit, if you think about it, standards has the word stand in it. It having the courage to stand on your standards, even when it comes to nieces and nephews, strangers, children and adults, people in general. Will you stand on your standards that you hold yourself to when you come across other people? Or do you let your standards go out the window because you don't have the courage and you don't want to ruffle feathers? Everybody want to be liked. Everybody want to joke. No, you going to like how you get these standards and how we follow these standards, because you probably ain't going to straight up.
Hey, facts. Listen, that was funny. He said, I like the way you said it. And he said, you're going to like how you get these standards. Facts.
You're going to like how you get these standards. That's what you're going to like. I mean, but that's how I operate.
But you say you lay the hammer down right off the rip.
That's exactly what I say. I dropped the hammer out the gate because I'd never seen it work the other way. And that I actually learned from myself. I picked up a lot of things from other people. You know what? I might have learned that from watching people fail. Like, oh, that don't work. Trying to be cool with everybody. Then when something happened, trying to drop the hammer. I've never seen that work. So then what I learned is drop the hammer out the gate. It always works.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like Floyd Mayweather. It's undefeated.
Say drop it out the gate.
But people not comfortable doing that. Drop the hammer out the gate, and I promise you, ladies, you looking for a good man and you might be having trouble standing, drop the hammer out the gate. Fellas, you looking for, drop the hammer out the gate. Parents, drop the hammer out the gate. Drop the hammer out the gate. And don't be afraid to do it.
Yeah, but you know, like we said a long time ago, it's a lot of punk ass parents. There's a lot of punk ass people. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of our most watched videos too.
Was it?
Yeah.
A lot of punk ass parents raising punk ass kids. Shit, for real. I hate to say it like that, but some people got some punk ass kids, and they some punk ass parents.
I want to discipline your kids, and then you send them over here, and they be hella disrespectful, beating up on teachers and shit. There ain't no such thing. And it was just another school shooting. You seen that? These school shootings are becoming too frequent. You seen that shit? They shot up in Antioch, Tennessee. The 17-year-old boy when he killed two people in the school. When he killed two people in the school, what is going on with these kids? And again, I'm gonna say it again, it's a lot of punk ass parents. That's what it is. A lot of punk ass parents. They don't want to get on their kids' ass. They want to. You're not your kids' friends. Me and my kids can be friends when they get grown, and they ain't in my house, and I done did my job. Besides that, like you say, drop the hammer. We drop the hammer immediately with our kids, don't we? As soon as they come out the womb, if your child do anything, don't you do that? We drop the hammer immediately. So I'm gonna say what you said was accurate, but we stop with other people's kids. You know what I'm saying? We stop with other people's kids, but the dropping the hammer needs to start immediately and continuously. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand high school, like you said, and is factual. High school is probably one of the most important parts of the person's life growing up, because this is where you start learning who you are and what you want to do and what you want. This is where you start finding you.
Yeah.
And then you get bullied for not being like the other kids. You can be shy or timid or embarrassed, and then or whatever the case may be, but it should not be a reason where you want to go kill somebody. But I can understand the feeling of feeling bullied or embarrassed or ashamed or disliked or any of that, where you may feel like, yo, I'm gonna go get on this motherfucker bumper. I can understand it. But this is where communication between parents and kids is important. It's very important that you talk to your kids. If you need to be friendly with your kids, be friendly enough and approachable. Make sure your kids feel comfortable enough that that you're approachable, where they can come and say, Dad, Mom, can I talk to you about something? Sure, what is it? I've been dealing with such and such problem. First, give your child the solution on how to handle it before we get up and start running up there as parents and run up there and go beat up everybody in the school. Give it a solution. Well, did you try this? Well, I tried this. This didn't work. Well, did you try this? Well, I tried this and then this worked. Did you punch him in the mouth? Well, I'm thinking about it. Well, tomorrow go and punch him in the mouth. And then come back and tell me, right? And if it goes, because you want to teach them to stand up for themselves, right? And not be coward, right? But at the same time, you want to teach them that it's okay to come talk, right? Because it's other options, it's other ways of resolving problems. And now
Indeed.
we lose. Now you went and killed somebody because they was bullying. You don't know if the kid that you just shot that was bullying you was being bullied. And to
Mm,
get you off of them, to get them off of them, they bullied you. So now we got two cowards.
mm,
You just killed another coward because you were scared. He just died because he didn't want to get bullied by the other person. So now it's a chain reaction. So now we got three parents crying. We just lost a whole bunch of kids out of another school and some teachers because y'all didn't talk to your kids.
mm,
Y'all didn't talk to y'all kids and y'all didn't say, hey, did you ever step in? Pull this person to the side. This is, for me, one of my things when I feel like it's a confrontation or I need to dead a situation, you know what I do? I'll pull a person to the side. Hey, come here real quick. Let me holler at you. I feel like for me, I can't say for everybody else, but if I want to handle a situation, I don't want to do it in front of everybody because I don't want you to feel embarrassed and I don't want you to do nothing that's going to make me feel embarrassed. Right? So I'll pull you to the side because whatever we're going to handle, we can handle it where it's just me and you and we know how it resolved. So let's do that. But you got to teach your kids this. Hey, man, listen, I understand that this person bullying. Did you go holler at them? Did you tell them, hey, meet me in the bathroom, let's run a fade real quick? Did you say, hey, man, what's your problem? Did you talk? What was your other options? Because if your kid goes up to the school and starts shooting somebody, you failed as a parent. You failed as a human. You failed as a person because
mm,
that falls back on you. That's
mm,
you. Because if your child went out there and did that, that was you who did that. You allowed that. That's
mm,
your work.
mm,
So you failed that child and you failed them other kids. You
mm,
failed everybody in that community because you didn't do your job.
mm,
You didn't stand on your business. As P said, you didn't drop the hammer.
mm,
Instead of dropping the hammer, you played with the nails.
mm.
And now your child then went and killed somebody else because you was a punk ass parent raising a punk ass kid who just killed another coward. Well, I don't even want to say the other kid was a coward, but you don't know because we don't take the time.
Mm.
We don't take the time
They
and
don't
stop
take,
trying to be friends. Be
they
friendly, huh? What'd you say, P?
they don't take the
They,
time.
yeah,
We
yeah. And, I like to include everybody, but you understand what I'm saying. They
yeah,
understand. Be present all the way. Yeah, we can kid and we can say we're gonna drop these kids off at school, which is it ain't a kid, it's a real thing. We drop them off at school because you don't want to deal with your kids, but then your kids get over here and they bullied, they timid, they scary, they bullies, they aggressive, they don't have no house training. And I talk to somebody who deal with kids with these mental emotions, and these kids be 2, 3, and these people be like, hey, something's wrong with my kid. Ain't nothing wrong with that baby. That's you. That's you. You fell in this baby. That's you. But nobody want to take accountability. You want to put your kids off on somebody else. You go to a daycare, your kid then got you didn't go in the daycare, your baby face beat up, black eye. And now the first reaction is to go in there and fuck up everybody. Who the fuck just? But it's another baby that did it. So now you want a parent like, hey, look, motherfucker, you better tell your baby to keep their hands off my baby. I'm gonna do something to you, right? Aggression. But the real problem, what is you not doing at home?
Mm,
A motherfucker getting their feelings more. If you ask them, if every person,
mm,
check this out, if every person went to that daycare and they child had a problem, and they went in there and seen they child hurt or something, and they went up to the parent, waited until the parent got there, and they say, hey, how you doing? I'm such and such. This is my child. You see my child got this bruise right here. This came from your child. Now I know kids play. I know kids get a little rough and things like that, but I understand that your child does this to a lot of people. So before I get aggressive with you, because that's where my next step is going to be to get aggressive, let me ask you this. Is there something that I can help you with to help you be a better parent at home? Because this is obviously a lack of parenting. Your parenting is not good. So somebody didn't train you. So was you hurt as a child? Was this acceptable when you was a child? Because if it wasn't, why is it acceptable now? What are you not doing? Are you still a punk ass parent? Are you going to be a stand up parent? Do you lay the hammer down or are you laying down? Do your kid run your house or do you run the house? Like P say, when you come in, you see everything in these walls. Don't touch it. When you get to the daycare, if it ain't on your person, don't touch it. Kids included. Right? Then you're gonna have people questioning themselves. Well, I should fuck you up because you just said this. Hey, look, motherfucker, I told you that was my next resort. I told you I was gonna get physical on the next one. So now if you're feeling froggish and you want to jump, then jump. But I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt because obviously what you're doing now is going to lead you and your child down a long road of jail, in and out of jail, drug abuse, financial abuse, not having financial literacy. This starts a pattern of a whole bunch of bullshit. So how do you want to handle it? You want to get gangster? You want to be classy, nigga? uh,
It's
shoot
definitely.
out.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
do.
I'm listening.
I do like what you said about, you know, parents taking accountability about,
Right.
you know, things that happen and people holding parents accountable for their actions of parenting, which then become their child's actions. You know, especially in regards to those tragedies that we was talking about. We have had a heck of a conversation today. I mean, this thing just was flowing from start to finish. However, I got a session in 10 minutes with my client in Kuwait. So um, I
It's
got
all
a
good, brother.
I got a client in Kuwait and it start in 10 minutes. So 9 minutes now. So I actually, like I said, I came from the studio to here. We an hour and 40 minutes in and it went by like nothing. Thank y'all for rocking with us the whole time. We pretty much kept our attendance up the whole way, the whole time, which is we get off when we get off here, we be talking about that. Like, bro, you see how they was on there with us the whole time. That's a beautiful thing. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, make sure y'all go on Google and leave Google reviews for my brother business. Make sure you go and leave Google reviews for my business, Train to Brain Fit Club, and Seed Trucking Service. Make sure you leave Google reviews for our YouTube channel as well, No Cap. Those Google reviews, this is something that I just some game on the business side that I recently started really putting effort and energy into. I learned that there are areas that you got to, and we'll talk about this next episode, but areas that you got to put more emphasis into. And when you do, you get a return on it. And you might be overlooking little areas that'll give you a big return. I've been getting a really good return on my effort and energy and these like the Google reviews. So that's just some game for any business person. It's very huge. Make sure you have everybody out there, go leave me a review, please. Train the Brain Fit Club, hit them
Hey,
5 for my
hold on,
brother.
P. One more thing. Y'all in these chats, a lot of y'all, and I know y'all don't know each other, but y'all in these chats, a lot of y'all can benefit from each other. Because I know personally, a lot of y'all got services that each one of y'all can use. And I know each one of y'all got service. So while y'all in there, man, put in there what y'all do, because we got crafters in here. We got people that do the computer stuff in here. We got nurses in here. We got all kind of people in here. We
It's
got
our,
people who do the phone services up. Man, listen, it's people in here. So y'all, while y'all in there, man, talk to each other and see what kind of services somebody can help you with. Because we got a bunch of good people in here.
yeah, it's our network. And when you know that you have those good people, the first people you should go to is the people within your network. It only comes back around. So let's keep building up our network. Next episode, when y'all come in here, let us know what your services are and let's help each other and let's promote. And like I said, don't overlook the little things that help you grow in your service. And one of those things is those Google reviews. So please like, subscribe, share, invite. Word of mouth is the best form of what you call it, marketing,
Yeah, advertising, yeah.
advertisement. So make sure
Right.
you tell people to come on the next time. And I'm about to go do this live session. Make sure
Man, go
you
do
book.
your thing, brother. And we'll see y'all either Sunday or
Kuwait. She
Wednesday.
coming live from Kuwait. Y'all right up the street. She in 11-hour different time zone about to train. You could do it too.
Sunday or Wednesday. But we'll be back. Y'all know we'll be back.
Hey,
Anyway.
we gonna aim for Sunday so we can get right back on. And and we will see y'all on Sunday. We'll aim for it. I'm gonna stay in contact with KC to see if his schedule is available to get on Sunday and if mine is as well. I got my member appreciation party on Sunday. We have an annual member appreciation party. This is our 3rd annual member appreciation party on Sunday. But after the member appreciation party, I'll be good, or we can do a Friday. We'll figure it out.
Hey, man, it's all good. Hey, man, P, go ahead and do your training thing. Man, I got some runs I got to do in the morning anyway. Hey, if nobody told y'all today, we love y'all. I love y'all. Hey, man, it's No Cap, and we out this thing.
It's been another live episode of No Cap. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and tune back in. We'll see you this coming Friday or Sunday. All right,
Nigga, how
y'all.
you say Friday?
Or Sunday. I'm putting it out there.
You said Friday, though.
I just did.
That was a typo, man. Hey, man, y'all be good, man, with this nigga tripping.
All right, y'all.
Y'all be smooth. One.